Good morning, children. Welcome to Seth Vidya Mandir English High School CBSE Board online audio video lessons. Let's continue with the lesson Fair Play. Till here, we come to know that the Panchayat made decision with aunt's favor. They asked Juman to pay her monthly allowance so that she can take very well care of herself, and if Juman he fails to do so, the property that his aunt gave her will return to her. Part 3. Days passed, and as ill luck would have it, Algu Chaudhary found himself in a tight spot. Tight spot means unpleasant situation. One of his fine pair of bullocks died, and he sold the other to Samju Sahu, a cart driver of the village. The understanding was that Sahu would pay the price of the bullock in a month's time. It so happened that the bullock died within a month. So over here, now Algu was in a very bad situation as one pair of his bullocks died. So he decided to sold the other one to a cart driver in the same village whose name was Samju Sahu. There was a mutual understanding between them. The understanding was that Sahu would pay the price of the bullock in a month, like after a month. But bad luck happened that bullock he died within a month. He died before Sahu could pay the price. Several months after the bullock's death, Algu reminded Sahu of the money he hadn't yet paid. Sahu got very annoyed. I can't pay you a penny for the rat's beast you sold me. He brought us nothing but ruin. I have a bullock. Use it for a month for the dead bullock. No, use it for a month and then return it to me. No money for the dead bullock, he said angrily. So over here, Algu, he reminded Sahu to return his to pay the price of the bullock, but sadly the bullock he had died. So Sahu says that I won't even pay you a penny for that beast of yours. He brought nothing good to us. He ruined our lives. Now I have a bullock. If you want, you can use it for a month and then return it to me. But I am not going to pay for your dead bullock. Algu decided to refer the case to the Panchayat. For a second time in a few months, preparations for holding the Panchayat were made, and both the parties started meeting people seeking their support. So now Algu he decided that he is going to take this matter to the Gram Panchayat, and they both started meeting people and asked them to support them. The Panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Algu stood up and said, the voice of the Panch is the voice of God. Let Sahu nominate the head Panch. I will abide by his decision. Sahu saw his chance and proposed the name of Juman. So over here now it was on Sahu's shoulder to pick up the Panch. And as everyone in the village knows that Juman and Algu, they have their friendship ruined and they do not talk to each other. So Sahu decided to take advantage of this situation. He nominated Juman to be the Panch. The moment Juman became head Panch, he realized his responsibility as judge and the dignity of his office. Could he, seated in that high place, have his revenge now? He thought and thought. So over here, when Juman was nominated to be the head Panch, he decided, he gave it a thought that whether he should be fair or should he take his revenge with Algu. No, he must not allow his personal feelings to come in the way of speaking the truth and doing justice, right? We all must always say and support things which are right, irrespective of our relationship with that person. Both Algu and Sahu stated their cases. They were again cross examined by other people. Juman stood up and announced, "It is your opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock. When Sahu bought the bullock, it suffered from no disability or disease. The death of the bullock was unfortunate and we cannot control it, but Algu cannot be blamed for it." Over here, we see that Juman, he played the part of being a head punch very well. He did not plan to seek revenge against Algu. He said that when Algu sold the bullock to Sahu, it was in a very healthy condition and the bullock did not suffer from any disease. The death of the bullock was no one's fault. Algu could not contain his feelings. He stood up and said loudly over and over again, "Victory to the Panchayat! This is justice. God lives in the voice of the punch." So upon hearing that, Juman made decision with Algu's favor. Algu, he was very happy and he started screaming that justice has been made. God lives indeed in the voice of the punch. Soon after, Juman came to Algu, embraced him, and said, "Since the last Panchayat, I had become your enemy. Today, I realized what it meant to be a punch. A punch, he has no friend nor has any enemy. He only knows justice. Let no one deviate from the path of justice and truth for friendship or enmity." Deviate means to leave. So, as Algu, he was very happy with Juman's decision. Juman came to Algu and he said that, "Now that I have become the head punch, I realized that my duty is to make justice, and my relationship with you should not come in between making the right decision." Algu embraced his friend and wept. Wept as in he started crying. His tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. Juman realized that when you become the head punch, it is your prime duty to make justice to people. And he related this with Algu when he was the head punch. So now Algu and Juman, they both cleared all the misunderstandings between them, and now once again they were best friends.